Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Gavin, CEO of Nasdaq-listed SGBX, to discuss the growth of homelessness, housing market, and home builder confidence. Paul, it's great to see you again. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Jill, always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
You got it. And last year was strong for the housing market, particularly the second half, and we're still seeing strength in 2021. That said, inventory and affordability are making it a challenge to achieve home ownership. How do you view the housing market right now?
I think the housing market is a tale of a couple of housing markets. I think there's strength and growth at the higher ends of the market. I think people that can are moving to different parts of the country based on demand and because of preference. But I think the lower two-thirds of the housing market are still squeezed, both in existing homes and new homes. And I think it's going to be a real problem unless we address some of the underlying issues affecting housing, homelessness, and housing insecurity.
How are supply costs and supply chain shortages impacting the housing market?
The cost of lumber and fuel and other consumables are through the roof, and a lot of builders are passing them on dollar for dollar to clients.
And what are your thoughts around the growth of homelessness, and what are some ways to more effectively manage it, in your opinion?
Well, there's some things on the table now that have to be addressed. I know there's the eviction prevention program that is up for debate now, which it's 11.5 million households. I think 80% renters, 20% homeowners. We can't afford to have those people enter the homeless system. And combine that with housing insecurity. We need a comprehensive approach. We need supportive housing. We need affordable housing. We cannot rely on expensive, time-consuming, centuries-old traditional construction. It has had its day. It's time to change.
Right, because of course, on the other hand, property owners can't continue housing people for free. So it seems as if a balance has to be struck there.
Has to be struck because, one failing tenant could be the difference between a stable building for a landlord and an unstable building or a portfolio of mortgages. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all, but I do think solutions that are local and locally oriented with input generally work out better in the long run than macro solutions imposed from afar. Like a one-size-fits-all is never going to work.
Tell us about SG Homes and what you're doing to address the market gap in housing.
Sure. SG Homes and also SG Development Company are both designed with the mission to bring affordable housing across all income and asset classes. And basically, we're trying to do a few things. One, right-size housing, because most housing is leased or sold on a per square foot basis. So right-sizing houses will reduce costs. Having houses that are built in factories, in controlled environments, with the opportunity for innovation, that's what we're looking to do. So SG Development, for instance, announced we acquired 50 plus acres in Austin on Lake Travis. And that project, for our shareholders, it's end-to-end revenue. We'll get design revenue, manufacturing revenue, and then we'll be an owner on the backside of the project. Our shareholders wanted predictable revenue, and we're giving it to them. And now we own our factory too, and that's another way that we can address the housing situation. We can reduce the costs of middleman. We own our means of production. We build in the USA. We build with humans, happy to say. And we feel like we have a host of houses all available for under $200,000, and that we think those houses can be moved, those houses can be expanded, those houses can be attracted. And we're seeing a lot of demand for people who are having to reimagine their lives with the changes from the pandemic.
Right. And of course, the E in ESG is really important to investors as well. And I think the sustainability aspect of these kinds of homes is really interesting too.
Yeah, the container-based homes, it's the single biggest recycled material ever admitted into construction for a secondary use. We're proud to say our engineers did that in 2017. But Jill, anything built modular is still greener than anything built site-built, because site-built construction is excessively long. Your supplies are sitting in the snow and the rain. You're paying for heating and cooling. You're producing noise pollution, energy pollution. It's the least efficient way to build. We've been doing it for hundreds of years. We need contractors to do site work, and we need manufacturers to build houses.
All right, Paul, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Pleasure. Thank you.